Brad Traves knows the value of teamwork. As a member of the Barrie Police, the need for camaraderie and cooperation is crucial if he and his colleagues are to have success. After playing hockey at the OHL and collegiate levels, Brad traded in his stick for a badge, and now, as a head coach of the Barrie Colts Midget AAA hockey team, the importance of teamwork is just as evident. Hoping to find success and camaraderie with his team on the ice, Brad and his team off the ice band together, making many sacrifices in order to balance hockey with their lives beyond the rink.
I've been doing this job for 20 years. I've done a lot of really cool things in the profession itself, and a big part of my time as a police officer has been devoted to coaching and being involved in hockey as a parent and as a coach. Being a role model and a mentor to young people in our community and showing the human side of a police officer for a lot of them, is pretty special. Being a coach in a high-performance hockey team is difficult at best. As a volunteer, and then throwing your real life into things really tends to complicate your coaching career. But ultimately, you got to pay the bills. I work 7 to 7, 2 days, 2 nights. So I do 4 on, 4 off as a frontline police officer. Took an overtime shift here, so work 7 to 7. I'll get a few hours sleep and then go to the rink. So sleep when I'm dead, I guess. So.
That's number 2 all year.
Brad is just one of many who will help out. Scott Lang was Brad's coach officer when he first started on the force, and now is one of his assistant coaches. Chris Reed, who had opportunities in the OHL and the QMJHL, lends his time to coach as well.
Coaching was always something that I thought of doing. It was something that I always wanted to get into. It was something that me and buddies have always talked about doing since we've stopped playing, something to kind of fill that void. Me being my first year coaching, only ever playing hockey, to see the time and commitment that it takes from everyone, from the managers down to Christina, the trainers, to Scott, to Brad. It's remarkable. Myself, alarm goes off sometimes 6:30, and sometimes not crawl back into bed till 1:30 in the morning, and then get up, do it all over the next day. It's a nominal monthly amount that we get throughout the season. That really, if you were to break it down hourly, it would be pennies probably on the hour. But then to be able to see these kids have a smile on their face coming to the rink, just like I did when I played hockey, that was a big part of it too. I always wanted hockey to be fun. That's what I tell these kids, at the end of the day, as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters to me. So to be able to see them come in and, whether it's joking around with each other, helping each other get better on a bench or in a practice, things like that, that's what I like to see. I like to see them get better as people and, further their lives, whether it's within hockey or outside of hockey. I want to see these kids grow up and to be and continue to be the good people that they are.
Delicious. That was nice. That was sexy. Oh!
Here's some high quality ace go up.
Okay, kids, go on. Hit the net.
Practice wraps up with a hug and without any injuries. Team athletic therapist Christina Martinel is with the team all season long, just in case. Luckily, she can spend most of the practice passing the time in other ways.
Lots of reading. The coaches have made fun of me for the amount of books that I've read over the season. It's just a good way to, pass the time, work on your vocabulary a little bit. The coaches run practices really well. Their chances of actually sustaining an injury during practice are not particularly high, only if you end up, there's always the fluky stuff. The fluky stuff is always when things are going to happen. But as long as I can hear if I'm needed, we're usually okay. I'm not too far, and I usually keep an eye. Watch practice from time to time. I cover the minor midget AAA and the midget AAA for the Barrie Colts. I'll go to all the practices, all the games. Before a game, running them through their warm-up.
Go, go, go.
Any sort of pre-game stretching they need help with, if they had an injury in the previous practice or game, or even during their dryland training, making sure that that's ready to go and they're not going to further injure themselves, or any sort of taping or wrapping or anything else they need before the games, making sure they're ready to go and it's not going to be something that they need to come see me for again during the game.
Assistant captain Dylan Trave knows his team needs a strong finish to the season, and he takes it upon himself to set the tone, vocally and physically.
All right, boys, let's go here. Let's have a good game. Colts on 3, ready? 1, 2, 3, go! You, buddy. Keep that head up, 9-6. You're a bottom by Jack. Woo! Oh, my winner. Go, winner, way to go. Woo! Come on, boys. No way. Mahar, what the actual man? Oh, yeah. Woo! Attaboy, 3-1. Nice dive. Go, Bear. 17-19. Jesus. Throw another, Bill. Throw another, bud. Yeah, Bill. Let's go. Let's go. Let go of your stick. You guys are a piece of shit.
I thought he broke his neck. I thought he was going to be down for the count.
Where? Like that. Take some breaths. Just calm down a little bit. Deep breaths. Is it shooting anywhere? You're just kind of all right there.
Ready to get back right there?
Yeah. No tingling or anything anywhere?
What? Yeah! Quick!
I said he's scoring.
Goalie's out! Story of our season right there.
Blowing lead is tough to swallow for the players, coaches, and parents alike. The latter make sacrifices in a number of areas to experience these ups and downs with their sons. Sentiments from goalie parent Mel Simpson can be echoed in the hockey world over.
It's hectic. You have to be well scheduled with two parents working and stuff like that. You basically got to start on a Sunday night and schedule out your whole week. Who's going to take who where. A lot of families have more than one child in rep hockey, so it's a matter of scheduling those days, finding where you can share rides to different events. We have a whiteboard at home that we use and mark on everybody's schedule for the week, a lot of times monthly, and start working on it weekly as we get into the weeks to make sure that everybody gets where they need to be. A lot of my vacation days go towards hockey or school-related things, so typically instead of a trip down to Cuba or Mexico, we're in Niagara Falls or Michigan or places like that. So over the years, some late nights, if I have to get up early for work, then I'm, especially this year in midget hockey, very much so getting home at 11 o'clock at night and getting back up at 4 a.m. in the morning to go to work. So AAA hockey is expensive and it takes a lot of family sacrifice, but we know where our son is 6 days a week. To me, that's really priceless.
Father of the other netminder, John Charlson, who also volunteers as team manager, can attest.
Pierce has played, AAA hockey for the last 8 years, and a lot of what he's learned has been the teamwork, He's played for some very strong teams and he's learned to win. He's played for some not so strong teams and he's had to learn how to lose. So I've been managing my son's team for probably the last 8 years. So I'm, by trade, I'm an organizer, so I enjoy being involved, but I also enjoy working in the background for the team. So managing is the ideal role for me. There's a lot of organizing that goes on during the day, making phone calls to hotels, to bus companies, just trying to make sure everything works. For the team, for the players, for the parents. So there's a lot. So there's days during my day job when I spend a lot of time on the phone organizing things, and then at nighttime I spend a lot of time email communication, following up with the parents that don't. I'm involved a lot on game days in terms of making sure the officials are there, making sure that the refs are being paid and all that sort of thing. So when Pierce is playing, particularly when he's starting in a game and when there's a tough game, yeah, I'm probably more uptight than he is now.
It's the first postseason game of the year, and the Colts want to come out strong.
Alright, deal. Stop f***ing grabbing me, bud. You're awful. You're awful. Oh, come on. Fucking awful.
Do something then, big.
You won't do anything. You just stick people in the fucking nuts. You're fucking. Round 2.
The intensity seems to spark the Colts, and they get one back.
In the lane.
Down 1, a last-ditch effort is needed to tie it up. The loss means win the next one or go home. The Barrie Colts Major Midget AAA team needs to win tonight or their season is over. Volunteer Sam Hossack, who works every game, will win or lose as one of the team.
On a game day, arrive at the rink, start by filling the water bottles up, doing anything that players need by getting equipment, tape, stick tape, anything like that they need. During the game, I'm doing block shots and hits for our team and the other team. Face-offs and that as well. Feels great to be a part of this team. It just feels good to have built relationships with these guys, and I'll be glad to keep them over the rest of my life.
Hopefully, the guys won't have to say their goodbyes just yet.
Going into this game, it's obviously do or die. We need to make sure that we win this game out there. You know, we can't think about the wins and losses that we've had prior. This game, everything's on the line going into this battle that we have ahead of us here. The players are well equipped for this. They know what they need to do, and we need to make sure that we execute it.
Oh, let's eat, let's eat.
Up 3 goals, the guys can't get too comfortable. Another blown lead marks the end of the series, and for the Colts, their season.
That's the game of hockey, eh? First and foremost, we'll go through a few people we want to thank. Sam, I think you did a great job. Okay. You're a huge fan, you're a huge part of this team, and you're a big part of why we had success this year. You're invaluable to this staff, and we'd love to have you back. So good job. Mr. Charleston, John did an awesome job. You can always trust that the job will get done, and his attention to detail is exactly what our program is about. So thank you very much, John. You did a really good job. So. Christina, what can we say? Hey. Without a doubt, the backbone of this team, so to speak, no pun intended. What makes you even more outstanding is you're a quality human being. Thank you very much. Okay. Chris? For a guy who A, doesn't have a kid on the team, B, you're not that far removed from the game. And when I asked you to come in, knowing you a long time, you bring a lot to what this staff and what this team does. You have an incredible eye for the game, and I have nothing but respect and admiration for you. And I would be honored to work with you again if you choose to come back. So thank you very much, Chris. Okay. Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott. What do you say, boys, eh? Jeez. Again, his dedication to the game, what you mean to me as a friend, what you've gone through and what you bring to this team is remarkable. I'm in awe of the type of person you are. Thank you. Last but not least, the guys in this room, you know, you get thrown in a room and there you go, there's your team. Everybody grown together as people. When we took over the team to rebuild the program, it's a 3-year plan. This is year 1, and it's an incredible success in my opinion. And everybody in this room, you can be proud of the program next year and the following year when we kill it. And I'm gonna value our time together. So I wish you well wherever you guys go, and if there's anything I can do, we're still plugging hard for you guys to get you where you need to be. We're gonna do our hard part. Our work doesn't stop right now. So we're gonna be working hard to get the draft favorable for our guys, to get junior A teams, junior C teams involved, junior B teams, okay, and help you guys get to where you want to be. It's been a pleasure, it's been a privilege, and I wish everybody well. Thank you very much, guys, okay?
After the season, each player gets a chance to sit down and discuss the year that was and what's to come.
If there's one thing you could change from this season, what would it be?
Obviously just the things like working harder, just being more committed and stuff like that. I'm not saying I don't think I was, but I mean, everyone thinks they can always be a little better.
So on an individual note, what was the biggest challenge for you this season?
Probably, well, keeping the schoolwork. I was always doing homework and then going straight to practice or game. Trying to stay on top of my homework.
So thank you. I thought you had a really good year.
I think I developed a lot more this year. I had trust in the coaching staff this year. I trusted my teammates.
Did you have fun this season?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had fun.
This year marks the Ontario Hockey League's first ever major midget draft, giving opportunities to players who may have been overlooked a year prior. For one of the guys, the extra year of growth and experience clearly helped catch the eye of the big clubs.
So I was actually on the ice for a tryout with Newmarket when they called me. So my dad pulled me off the ice and said, "You have a phone call." And I was trying to catch my breath, and then I was filled with excitement to be picked up in the midget draft.
You know, he's a guy that's about 6'1", 6'2", you know, technically pretty good in net. You know, again, he's got lots of good experience in playing some big games over the last couple of years, you know, more so his minor midget year. And, you know, we just thought it was too good of a prospect to pass up on. We had time for him and liked him in his initial draft year, just the way things worked out. He wasn't drafted, but we just, you know, kept an eye on him this year, playing major midget in Barrie. And we kind of had, we saw him as, you know, that 2000 draft class among goalies, we had him rated as, you know, as one of the top ones that wasn't drafted, right? So we just, you know, kept tabs on him, followed him throughout the year.
Obviously, I saw a bunch of Colts games this year, and as I was growing up, so it was kind of cool just to get picked up by the team you grew up watching.
The one drafted, another one of the guys also gets a chance to showcase his stuff. Derek Sweeney, invited to rookie camp as a free agent, hopes to impress the OHL Colts brass.
With a player like Sweeney, he was a player that we knew from North Central in his minor midget year, and then he played you know, locally this year. He's always had good size, pretty good hands, pretty good skill level. There was, you know, you could see the upside was there. There was definitely some things to work with. So with him, you know, he wasn't drafted, so we decided to take a chance on him as a free agent.
I did pretty well out there. we're a free agent, nothing to lose, so just go out there and work hard. Yeah, obviously you work hard all year to try and get here, so puts you in the same place as anyone else that got drafted.
Some other guys didn't get drafted, but it wasn't the end of the world. We had Brandon Smythe, went to Oshawa as a free agent. He got invited back to their main camp. Really proud of him. He put in a lot of work. And Parker Simpson, he went to London as a free agent, and he was the only free agent invited back to their main camp. So as a whole, I think our program showed very well. There's some kids that were overlooked, but they have another opportunity going into this year. Come back, dominate, and show the OHL that you really can make that jump. Moving forward, we've got a lot of inquiries coming in for our program, which tells us that we have established that credibility, and people want to be part of our program. Season planning hasn't stopped. As staff, we've been meeting regularly from January, talking about next year, talking about what we have to do, motivating ourselves to push our program to new heights and get us to where we need to be to compete for that TELUS Cup. And it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting to be part of that and be around a bunch of good quality kids that belong in this program.
Dude. That's a brand new stick! Oh, that's brand new! Man! Yeah, that's a brand new stick. That is the most disappointing thing that's happened to me in the past 6 years. Wow!
That's a nice stick too, right?
Oh, it's such a beauty stick. I loved it.
Doesn't he look like Kermit the Frog?
Don't say it so loudly.
You're fat, buddy. He's fat. Fat.
Looks a little bit more like Beaker.
Gotta do sick tricks for camera, man.
GoPro, eh? You're my top.
Yeah, I want to say hi.
Think you can hear it?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I
can.
Uh-oh, they're my favorite.
See, it should just be cold. Like I said, there's stuff in there. You gotta get it out.
Sweet. Relax. I'm just out here to have a good time, buddy. And save me from the dark. Hey, this mic's really pissing me off. My mic's in my jock.